Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taken Out of Context. I am your host, Clive Christopher. Look, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. We got a very special show, two very big names, not only in history, but Arizona history. Today, we have Sammy the Bull Gravano and Sheriff Joe Arpaio. You're probably wondering, how did I get these two individuals at a table on camera? Two Italian men sitting down together, one on the side of law enforcement, the other a hitman for the mafia. Here's Sheriff Joe, just with a brief recap of part one that was on Channel 12 News. And then we're going to get into part two with the sit down of Sheriff Joe and Sammy the Bull on Taken Out of Context.
So we talk about Sammy the Bull. A little history with me. And I'm Italian ancestry. My mother and father came here from Italy. I'm very proud of my heritage. He's Italian. I'm Italian. His folks came from Italy. I did. He went one way. I went the other way. It came up some way. Let's have a meeting. Now, Channel 12 picked up on that. And that was one of their biggest reviewership was my meeting with Sammy. So that started out that way. Now, he testified against the top people. Well, those people, either they're dead or they're doing time. But what puzzles me, they have family. You know, even a son or the mobster hears this. Why he doesn't have security on the U.S. Marshals program? It puzzles me. He was on, but he's not on. And he's doing okay. He's not hiding. He was on the program. Now, he probably could still be on. I'm sure the Marshals program would send him to an island in Italy and pay for all his expenses. But he gave all this up. He didn't want it. So this guy has some courage. Here's a guy that has some ethics. He's killed some people, which he shouldn't do, but at least he wasn't out there killing kids or cops. One thing the mafia doesn't do, they don't kill kids and they don't kill cops.
All right, there I go.
And he made something out of it.
Where's Joe?
But he's taking a risk to this day, and he's doing something good. He's talking about, he doesn't lie, he's talking about what he did, and that sets an example for others that want to get into the mob. Now they call them cartels, but there is only one mafia. There was one mafia, and he was part of that, and I was willing to let him tell his story, and I tell my story. So he was the bad guy. I like to think I was the good guy, and I think history will show that. And we got together. You got to answer this question for me. I want to start off.
All right.
Why? Why are you not concerned about your life? You put all these mobsters in jail. You testified against them. And here you are. Actually, you advertise your background to the whole world. And yet, you have the courage to speak out. But I can't understand how you get away with it and really why you do it. You got to answer that.
Yeah, I think I could answer that a little bit. I think it's important to people to understand the life, one, and to understand how you could change your life, which is very important. I told you a while ago, last September I became a born-again Christian. And I'm in Hollywood. I'm doing some movies. Things that people could see and understand. You can't just shut down history. If you don't talk about history, you never know how to fix it, correct it, change it, or do it the same way. This country now has a habit of shutting down history, getting rid of people's names, history, whether it's good or bad. I'll talk about slavery a little bit. It was horrible. But if we don't know, the kids don't know what that even means, we can never fix it. So by talking about things, you were able to fix and change things that happened. I talk about my life, and I don't tell kids what to do. I tell them, if you want to be Sammy the Bull, go right ahead, jerk off. Do it. I got 22 years in prisons. I didn't kill 19 people, but I was involved in 19 murders. I was shot on 2 different occasions, stabbed once. So go be me. Go be a gangster. You'll meet guys like Joe Arpaio. You'll be in his prisons. And I think if you don't talk out, you don't speak out, then I think it's a manly thing to do. I've never been a coward. I don't hide. If the mafia wants to do what they got to do, then let them do it. I believe I'm on God's path. If God wants me to die that way, so be it. If he wants me to get hit by a car, so be it. He wants me to get cancer. I've had cancer 3 times. I beat it all 3 times. So I must be doing the right thing. Now, aside from becoming a born-again Christian, I started racing cars now. At 80 years old, I started racing cars, and I'm going to be in drag races. I'm working on a car. I bought a uniform, helmet, and I'm going to be racing cars. People tell me the same thing. Are you crazy? You're 80 years old. And I tell them the same thing. If God wants me to die in a fucking car accident, so be it. But right now, that's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do it or try it, and I'm going to do it. So I'm doing all these things. And I'm working with a team in Hollywood. Terry Winter, Nick Pileggi, and on and on and on. Aaron Kaplan, big names. And what I like about them is they want to tell my story. It's a scripted show. And they want truth. They love a true story. So when I'm talking to them, I said, perfect. I want to tell the truth in my story. I want the truth to come out. I want to look at it myself if I'm alive when it comes out, before it comes out. And I want to twinge once or twice of what I did or what I was involved in. And I want to be able to, that way. So I think truth coming out, freedom of the press, freedom of these things, if they ever shut this down, you're not supposed to talk, you're not supposed to do this, we'll never learn. It's not that we won't learn, me and you, we're beyond that. But it's these kids, my son, my grandson, my granddaughters, my daughter, they will never learn. So I do it as a learning thing for people. One, I make money doing it. I make a living. I don't have to do anything illegitimate.
Okay.
And that's why I do it. And I have no fear of nothing. I don't need the FBI. I'm not under the Witness Protection Program. I got most of my employees are women. I think they're tough enough to protect me a little bit, but I don't need that. I'm not looking for that. If something happened, I would be the first one to tell them to get out of the way.
Yeah, so I have a lot of threats on me. I'm more concerned on my danger hanging around with you, in a way. Oh, I've had the cartels, they all been after me, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But here I am associated with you. Maybe that's a threat. I don't know. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's
well,
worth it to...
at our age, you shouldn't worry about that, because if you die and I die, maybe you could come and we friends, where we can always together, and maybe you could sit at my table Maybe I won't let nobody fuck with you after we're dead. And I'll say, listen, Joe's my friend, leave him alone. Let him come sit with me.
Are we going up there? Or
I don't know, I think
where
up
are
there.
you going?
I think up there. But if I'm going downstairs to strip clubs and gambling houses and, I don't know, maybe I'm going down there. Either way, God will make that decision.
You speak by experience. Except I'm a little concerned how you got the wiggle room. Well, I killed 18 people. And then you get a little weak. I think I asked you the first chapter, did you shoot them? Did you really kill them? And you little wiggle room. Well, I had the gun, but you never said you really pulled the trigger and killed all these people. Did you ever kill anybody?
I don't know the importance of that. I mean,
it is important.
No, it's not. There's no importance in it at all. It takes any schmuck to pull a trigger. If you think I can't pull a trigger, put a gun in my hand, come to me and fuck with me and see what happens. If I could pull a trigger. But it's not the important thing. And the important thing, even, I'm surprised at you, the legal system, no matter what part you played in that murder, you're part of it. So the guy driving the getaway car is part of it. The guy who shot the guy who planned it. I was more of a planner. I put the hit together. I got the hit, I put the team together, and I go out and do it. Here's how I do it. I'm just going to use you as an example. It's not a threat. Believe me, it's just an example. I got your contract. I put the team together. I think about you. Eat, sleep, and shit. I don't think about nothing anymore but you. I follow you. I know where you live. I know where your office is. I know where your girlfriend is, if you have one. I don't think you have one anymore, but if you have one. I know everything about you. And I tell my team, this is where he's going to die. You, go out by the car. You, block the street. You have a machine gun in the fucking car and truck in case the cops pull up and they catch us in the middle of this hit. So everybody has a function. Shooting it doesn't mean anything. You got guys in gangs. You should know that. They'll drive by and shoot at somebody. They'll shoot a woman. They'll shoot a kid. I don't do that. When you're the target, you're going to die. We killed Paul Castellano in front of 10,000 people in the middle of the street. Not one person, civilian, got hurt. Not one cop got killed. That's planning. That's more important than the guy who did the actual pulling of the trigger. I was sitting in a car with John Gotti with a walkie-talkie, and I controlled the entire hit. Now. Move now. And I controlled every part of that hit, every person in that hit. So who do you think is more dangerous? The person who is doing that or the person with a pistol in his hand shooting him? It doesn't take courage if you're a hit guy.
Yeah, so I agree. I agree with that. But how come you didn't get more time? If you're the one we're talking about conspiracies in RICO. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
How come you were the man behind the scenes? And you're right. You can always get some scumbag to pull the trigger, but you were the important one.
Right.
Did they call you the Godfather?
No, I don't think they call me the Godfather, but...
Well, you're like the Godfather. You run everything. So you're the one that should get 100 years in jail.
I was facing more than 100 years. I was facing a couple of life sentences.
And you got out of it.
I cooperated. John Gotti betrayed me. We played chess. I played chess. He was playing with checkers. He betrayed me. It's common knowledge today. That's why I have no threat. Everybody knows it. And when he betrayed me, I turned around. I got a dirty mouth. Fucked the mob and John Gotti and left. And I turned myself into the government. I put myself in their hand. It was agents that I knew who followed me forever. I knew them. I knew they were honorable. I turned into them. And when I turned into them, I worked with the government. I went to Quantico. You know about all of that. And I lived with them, talked with them, made a deal with them. My deal in cooperation was, I will cooperate with you guys for 2 years. I will not cooperate about anybody in my family. I will not cooperate against my crew that I ordered to go on a hit. And the woman that rigged the trial with me, I will not cooperate against her either. And they told me, okay, you have a 2-year deal. You have to go to anybody that we indict, except we will not go get those people. After the 2 years, if the government wants to go for those people, then you have a choice.
So you did time, 5 years?
5 years.
No, you complained.
Now I copped to 20.
So you're in prison,
Yeah.
and the mob sometimes operate operations out of prison, and they got their own little clique that nobody's going to touch them. No other inmate is going to. You agree what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So you did that time, and evidently you were treated better in prison because you accused me of running the worst jail, tents, that you almost starved to death, you said. You had to take salt peppers, which we don't get salt peppers. It gets to be, you were in the jail.
Yeah, I was there.
You didn't like it.
What?
You didn't like it.
No.
No. How come you liked the federal prison? Is that because you had the mob
That was in
running
the
it?
ADX Supermax in the federal prison. That is the worst prison in the country.
Worse than my jail?
50 times worse than your jail.
Jeez,
And
that's a
any
shock.
statistic will tell you that. And I've done 6.5 years in the hole. I didn't like your prison because of the way it was running. The thing with the pink underwear and all of that bullshit, it was to belittle people.
Who? You didn't wear pink underwear
Fucking,
in prison.
right, I wore pink underwear.
In prison?
What was I going to
You're
wear?
full of
Nothing?
shit. Nobody's wore pink underwear in
You
prison.
handed out, that's what they gave. Pink socks,
No, it
pink.
wasn't pink.
It was pink.
No,
Don't let me
you're
have to
colorblind.
take one. Yeah,
So-
colorblind.
Pink underwear right there behind you.
So the point is, you are.
Yep, that's where they are. Here's your pink. You got your pink fucking underwear hooked on the wall.
so
So you got caught in
So-
another light.
so
Here's your
you've
pink
been-
underwear.
No, wait a
Everybody
minute.
wore pink underwear, Sheriff. You know that.
You
So
know
you're
that. You're
bitching.
noted for that.
no, the point is, you went public
Oh.
on Chapter 1. Remember Troy? What do you think of Troy, the Channel 12 guy?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think the world of him. I think I met with him a few times before I met you.
2 reasons I'm doing this. Number 1, I'm very proud of my heritage, Italian. You never forget where you came from.
No, I'll never forget that.
I'm a big patriot, but never forget where you came from. That's one reason.
Yes, I agree.
And I didn't ask
1,000%.
for this Duke thing from Italy, just by chance. But I'm very proud. I call it the Chronicles. I put that together. I did it for the main reason, because sometimes, I'm not saying you lie or anything, but I like to back up. When I said I worked on the mafia, I got incidents on my chronicle. So if I give that out, which I do, why don't you do a chronicle on your background?
Well, I don't know
Other
what
than
a
the
chronicle
media.
is.
I proved everything I did fighting the mob, what I did. So why don't you do a chronicle on everything you did like I did on my situation?
I don't know about a chronicle. I don't know what that
It's
is.
just
or
a
how to do it.
summary of
What is it?
a
But I think he's
summary.
talking about,
Yeah.
like he's doing something with Hollywood, so I think his chronicle and his story
It's
is going to be
coming
told in
back.
some
Yeah,
form of
but
without a
documentary
doubt.
or
Yeah,
film.
And
or
not
something
only
like that.
there, but with
Okay,
this thing
so-
I'm doing with
so listen.
National and these other things.
Yeah.
So my story will come out, and like I say, I don't turn around and tell kids, don't do this and don't do that. I sound like a hypocrite. They'll say, you did all of that. I'm going to tell them I did it, and here's what I got. Now make your choice. I saw a black guy do that in prison. He was standing behind bars, big guy like him. And he said, be me. Come and visit me. This is where I am. This is where I live. That's a deterrent, because kids will look at that, they'll say, no, I'm not going to be him. Now, if he's in a beautiful, fancy car, beautiful broads, all kinds of money, you want to be him. But he's telling reality where he was. So I do the same thing in my way. So when I'm doing the movies or I'm doing whatever I'm doing in my life, I do it. Joe, I wouldn't even be here if I didn't give you a lot of credit for things you've done in your life. Things you've done I don't like. I'm sure there's things that I've done that you don't like. But we're both Italian. We're both proud of our heritage. I think we have a bunch of things in common. I don't put you down for what you did. I'm a good judge of character with people. I think you're a good man, or I wouldn't have had the first meeting or the second meeting with you. I'm tough enough to do whatever the fuck I want to do. But I trust you.
Where were you before I met you? How come you weren't defending me? I'm the guy that gets all the heat on everything you're talking about. Where were you? Why did you call me? I say, we support you.
First of all, I don't know what heat you were taking or what your problems
You
were,
don't
to
know
be
what
honest.
heat I'm taking?
I don't know.
The
I
whole
didn't know
world
about it.
knows how they got after me.
Listen,
Big time.
Yeah, no,
Including the Republicans.
but I don't know. I
turned
don't
out.
know that. So don't say why didn't I do it. I didn't know it. But when I was asked about you, I came and talked to you. I shook your hand. I gave you a hug. I went to the first meeting with you. I'm here to the second meeting with you. And if you have a problem or somebody's talking to me tomorrow away from you and this meeting, I would talk positive for you. I know the guy. Get off his fucking back. And he's up in age. He's seeing out. Can I say that? Or you're going to get mad if I say seeing out.
What did he say? I'm senile?
He didn't catch it.
Why do you say I'm old too, like
All
everybody
right,
else?
you're not old. You're a young man. You're young enough to be my son.
I've never been in a. How many times were you in a hospital? Not including the prison hospital. You probably were there every day. So
No, I
how
wasn't
many
there.
times have you been in a hospital?
A few. In my life, I was there. I mean, I was young. I had my tonsils out, my appendix out. I had cancer 3 times. I went to the VA hospital because I'm an ex-soldier as well. So when I got out of prison, I had no money, and
You're a veteran.
of course, I'm a veteran.
Army?
Army. Yes.
I joined the Army before you were
I was
born.
drafted in 1964 during the Vietnam
You
War.
were drafted.
Drafted.
Why did you volunteer?
Fuck volunteering, bro. I didn't want to fight. Well, no. But I got drafted. I went. I did 2 years. I got out in '66 with an honorable discharge. I came in as a private.
Thanks for your
I
service.
came out as a corporal, and I had a ball in prison. Actually, I enjoyed it. I was in tremendous shape, so the training meant nothing to me. It was easy. You know, I was always helping
Then you
a guy who
bitch
was
about
want
my
to pick
jail.
somebody who's overweight. This guy here with the checkered shirt, he's a little overweight. I was always helping him to get through the pit because he was run out of
I
breath.
mean, you're crying like a crybaby.
Who?
Oh, I hate the food. It's 120 degrees. Remember that? You said all that.
I think everybody hated the food, though. I don't think I've met
You
one
hate the
person
food.
that liked the
Here's
food.
a
The food
tough
was
mafia
shit.
guy.
I don't know how you can talk about
No.
food.
I never went to the tents, but I heard it was.
Listen what I'm telling
Bad.
you. The food you would get a piece of white bread
Okay.
Yeah.
and a piece of pumpernickel bread. 2 different kinds of breads.
Okay.
And some of them had fucking green mold on it, so you had to get your knife and cut the green mold off and try to make your sandwich out of it. So who the hell's gonna? It was
Yeah,
slop.
because I'll tell you
Who's gonna-
what, you got treated good.
Just
in
above nutrition levels, from what I heard.
Just about. Exactly.
being a mafia guy in prison, there's a little cliques there too, you know. If you were a big mafia guy, you'd be getting steak. You ever get any steak in prison?
No. Well, I got the prison steak. I mean, but there was shit. Listen, the prison a lot of times didn't want to. It's what the budget, what they buy. They buy the worst chickens, the worst meat you could buy, the cheapest shit. the guards who cook and the guys who cook in there, they really try most of the time. But you could only do so much with a chicken that's been dead for 6 years and now they're cooking it. I mean, so, and then...
One thing I'd like to know, when it comes to more present, right? You decided to completely remove yourself from witness protection and go public, tell your story. What were the driving factors behind that?
I had plenty of money. I didn't want to go into witness protection, no way, no how. The government knew it. I had a 5-year sentence. I was coming towards the end. I got a call from Washington that they want you to be in the witness protection. And I said, I don't want it. The guy who created it, I forgot his name. I don't know if you remember it, but if anybody remembers his name. All right, so he wanted to talk to me. And I told him, there's no need to talk to me. I don't need the witness protection program. I got another call now from John Gleason, the head prosecutor in my case, and a few agents who I knew were good people. And they said, Sammy, you're going to make the government look like shit by refusing the program. Let them pound their chest. Give them a little bit. Do something with them. Or you're going to make them look horrible. The government did the right thing. You got 19 murders. You got 5-year sentence, bro. Do the right thing. I spoke to my family, my wife and my kids, and I said, I'm going to go in the program. I agreed with the prosecutors and the agents, and I told the guy when I went to the meeting in Washington, I will give you 1 year. I'll do whatever you want. You want me to change my name, I'll change my name. Whatever you want me to do, I will do. But I'll give you 1 year and I'm out. I don't want the program. I stayed there. I went in the program. I left my kids and wife and everybody. And I was in the program 8 months. 8 months. And I could tell you the whole thing, but it's a little too long. So I was in 8 months. And I met a woman my wife was going to kill me. I was fucking around with a little bit. She didn't know who I was. She thought I was Jimmy Moran. That was my new name. The government probably had my phone bugged. And she called me up one day. She saw me on the news or something. She says, you're lying, you're Sammy the Bull and this and that and this, and hung up on me and whatever. They came down and they told me about her, and she left a note on my car and on my door. And they read them. I didn't even know they were there. And they said, she knows who you are, we have to start over again. I said, nah, I am not starting over again. You want to move me? They wanted to move me to Oregon or Seattle. I said, I don't care. You want to move me, I'll go. But I got 4 months left. And they said, no, you got to start from square one. You mean I got to give you another year, a year, on top of this 8 months? Yeah. No, I'm not doing it. I quit. Then you got to sign out. Give me the papers and I'll sign out. I am not. I'll give you the 4 months like I promised. That's it. And I quit. So anyway, they gave me the paper. I signed out. As soon as I got back to Arizona, I changed my name from Jimmy Moran back to Salvatore Gravano legally. And when they asked me, why'd you do that? And I said, I was born, my father gave me that name. He was proud of me. I'm proud of him with that name. I will die with that fucking name. I'm not Irish. I'm not Jimmy Moran. Done. And I signed out and I got my name back legally and left. They went away. They were happy with me, the prosecutors and the agents who asked me. I did what I did. I'm not doing the extra year. They understood that. Okay, Sammy, no problem. And that was the end of the witness protection program. So that's my little story about the witness protection program. And I could mention the woman's name, but I don't think I should.
No need to do that.
No,
Her loss.
I lost. And but it was crazy. She found out who I was.
Do you two have any future plans to collaborate? And
Who? What two?
Sheriff Joe and Sammy. Do you guys have any future plans to collaborate?
We don't have any future plans, but if Joe ever needs me or wants me in anything he's doing, all he's got to do is give me and my team a ring, and I would take his back in a
Are
second.
you coming to my funeral?
I would. I would definitely come to your funeral.
Bring some mob guys.
I'm going to give you some cement shoes. so you can use those. But I would definitely, I like him. I got to like him. And I never really hated him. Like I said, I don't walk around with hate. So, I mean, I didn't like being in his prison and the whole 9 yards. I didn't hate him. And I'm the opposite now. I actually like him.
So,
And I went to my meeting. He embarrassed me now because I came to his meeting and he's got cannolis. That's an Italian thing. He tricked me. That's beautiful. I couldn't have anything better.
yeah, but
Wait.
you have nothing.
I-
What was it?
Yeah, I gave you poison water. You wanted
Oh.
you wanted me. The girl gave him a bottle of water, and he said, "No, you drink it first." I said to the girl, "That's it. What are you with? At the meeting, we're gonna kill you. We're gonna poison you. I would have shot you." I forgot who his bodyguard was. I said,
So, Sammy,
and he fell. He tripped over the camera. He fell. And I told him at the last meeting, bro, we didn't even shoot him. He's on the floor. He's down already.
Sammy,
You got any closing remarks, Sheriff?
well, I talked about obituary. That's kind of closing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So-
I guess I'm done. I burnt out the cameras. I burnt out.
Yeah, you delivered.
burnt
Both
everything
cameras are
out.
done.
If I got to pay for them, Joe, give me the bill.
No, you're good.
Can we get a photo of all of you, please?
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do that, please.
Thank you for watching this episode. I mean, I feel like I learned a lot, and I hope you did as well. Once again, two of the probably the most controversial names in our lifetime, sitting down together, discussing their differences, and most importantly, coming to an understanding. That's the end result. So my name is Clive Christopher. Thank you for listening, watching, and you have a great day, great night, wherever you are. And episode 3 will be coming soon. We'll see. But until then, be safe, take care of yourselves, and see you later.